How's everybody doing it on YouTube? We're going to continue the winning streak today, baby. We're going to continue putting on good trades, taking payouts, all that stuff. Jobs report was less than stellar. Less than stellar. Massive, massive miss on the non-farm payrolls. Welcome, freeloaders. Yep. All right, here's the open right here. Market's coming off hard already. We have a 100-point drop on the first 10 seconds of market open. Oof, I think some kids would say. We are looking at a 300-point sell-off here from the non-farm payroll high. That was about an hour ago. All the way down. 30,021, dropping even more. We only have one more news posting today, and that's a 2-star event. Just to understand that it's most likely worse than it's actually reported. Yeah, everything is worse than it's actually reported. It's crazy stuff. Liking the new style vibes. Thanks, Blood. Well done. Appreciate it. Trying to become a little bit more in touch with the younger crowd, of course. I have no idea what most of the words that I have in my YouTube title mean, but I put them in there. All right, massive bottom wick here on Nasdaq. Let's go take a look around the market. The S&P is already bouncing 75.61. That is now a 4-time bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not talking about the Coolio song. Looking across the market here, we have a green SPCX, I'm sorry. We have a couple of red tech names, otherwise a mixed bag. The S&P is bright green. Bright green. Yesterday we had a phenomenal bullish day that led in the morning for the S&P. Right here. And obviously we sold off into the afternoon. We rejected 75.78 and put on a 50-point bottom or top wick. Nasdaq closed below the morning low yesterday. The S&P did not. So we still have a little bit of a mixed signal there from the indices as we're grinding back and forth. There's a big bottom wick. Oil is down to 6.7. Looking for a possible bounce. Gold, massive rocket ship on the non-farm payroll. Silver, we took a beautiful trade yesterday. Nearly pinned the exact top on the short. Nearly. We got within, 40 cents of the high on a short position. Beautiful stuff. We're going to continue the train today, baby. We're going to continue today. Couple of wicks. I did not take a payout on TPT last night. I elected to leave it in there. As we're doing more call outs in the server, I'm trading more and more on my IBKR simply because I'm only going to reserve the call outs on the prop firms for my funded accounts on high quality stuff so I don't lead you astray. But overall, going pretty well. 30,090. We're right here after a bunch of bottom wicks and top wicks. We have tremendous call buying here, and we have put selling. The option chain is bullish. Not insanely bullish, but definitely bullish for the time being. So if you blow a 50K account, you don't know what you lose. No, sir, you don't. So that's the beautiful thing about, that's one of the main benefits of a prop firm account, is that the only money you are risking on a prop firm account is the money that you pay up front, the evaluation cost. So anywhere between $50 to $100 depending on which prop firm you go with. So it minimizes your downside. Where prop firms become a really bad investment, in my opinion, is when you're cycling prop firms. You're just going to treat them as a slot machine and sign up for 50 of them a day, which people do. You know, I've seen tweets out there, people spending $100,000 on prop firm resets, which to me is one step away from insanity. So, yeah, create yourself a budget for prop firms and do well. Yeah. All right, a little bit of a bottom wick here. So far, we have 140 points off the bottom on a nice little wick. That's a little too quick for me to want to play the bounce like that. I'd like to see a little bit more of an effort before I'm starting to buy the dip. That was a very quick move. I didn't get in on that one. So, but very bullish regardless. The option chain is very bullish. The S&P has bounced off this level now 5 times. So obviously that is an area of demand. Yeah, buddy. Apex will send someone to break your kneecaps. Yeah. Yep. All right. Right now we have about $1 billion in calls purchased. We have 14 million in, I'm sorry, 141 million in puts sold. We still have a nice little bullish action here. Remember, today's the last day of the week to trade. Tomorrow the markets are closed. So I would expect maybe a choppier afternoon until the power hour, of course. What's up, Street Salsa? How you doing? Are you medium heat salsa today, or are you spicy salsa today? Let's go to the 15-minute and look back. So the 15-minute yesterday, we had the morning shenanigans, which were great, and then we had after about 11:30, right when we signed off, the market just trickled lower on a lot of wicks on the 15-minute, ultimately closing below the morning low on the Nasdaq. So closing below the morning low after a bullish morning, to me, is a sign of an impending distribution move to the downside. Now, Nasdaq got it. The S&P did not. So the afternoon reds are an indication of weakness. And, of course, we'll see if that actually plays out today. We will see. Welcome if you're new here. I know a couple of people signed up in there, and they're in the stream for the first time today. Welcome. Make yourself known. Introduce yourself in the stream, in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out with us, of course. We are, if you missed it, we're once again posting trades. I do encourage you not to blindly follow my trades. Hey, massive red candle. Holy smoke-a-ronies, 120-point red candle. After a high-volume top wick there at 160. No lurking. You're not allowed to lurk. I'm gonna sound the lurk alarm. All right, that is a massive red candle. Right there. Massive. 062. Remember, we have a 2-star event top of the hour. Very weak data at the top of the hour, but regardless. And that right there is a 140-point move on Nasdaq. The S&P put on about a 15-point move there. Wonder how well people have been doing trying to keep from blowing their accounts with all these radical 15-point days. Well, I'm sure some people are losing accounts. I've been very, very patient. I've actually missed a couple of moves simply because I'm just waiting so much. And overall, it's working pretty well. You know, I'm not complaining. Wish you would post swings. Yeah, I am posting swings though, but that's only going to be for tier 2. That's one of the benefits of them. So we're getting that cranked up here too. I posted one set. I've actually posted 2 setups that have been almost perfect for the tier 2 community. But yeah, hey, massive bottom wick back up. So this is a shaking and a bacon day right here. You know what the worst website ever? The biggest fall from quality, I think, that I've seen on any major website is weather.com. Their website is atrocious, and they used to be one of the best weather websites out there. Anyway. It'll give it back before close, maybe. Yesterday would be an indication that that would be correct. Yeah. Looking across the market here, SpaceX gave back their red. Tesla gave back their red, so Elon has taken a beating today. Nasdaq is here at 30,095. I'm going to go ahead and set up a trade alert until I get my bot set up. Yeah, must be hard to only have 800 billion. Yeah, it's terrible. All right, big old bottom wick right on back up here. So these are very quick moves. I'm not taking these moves because they're very quick. I don't like playing quick reaction moves like this. It's fun when you're right, but that doesn't prolong consistency very much. Oh, sweet, good. Let's go take a look at gold and silver. Where's Kennedy's play? Yeah, it does. It sucks when you're wrong. Gold is coming up here for a top wick off of 41.51. I want to be privy to these because they are great opportunities. All right, we have another high volume top wick on silver at 62.25. But especially with silver, you need confirmation. That's one that can continue to coast. Can you tell me thoughts on Tesla today? I can tell you some thoughts on Tesla. Tesla's getting wrecked. If you look on the daily chart, which I like to obviously go big to small on these things, we've got a couple of things here. If you're a trend line trader, we have a trend line rejection right there. We have a little bit of a volume here, but there's not a lot of volume to indicate massive reversal. So I think most likely Tesla is going to remain somewhat range bound in the lower 400s for a while. Now, in terms of a couple of days out moves, I can't really say yet. But remember, we have earnings coming up on Tesla in a couple of weeks. I would probably say they're going to stay somewhere in this ballpark until post either at or after earnings, at which point they'll move. Now, typically, it results in a bottom wick with earnings, at least lately. But we'll see. We'll see. I bet there's going to be some nods to SpaceX in their earnings call simply because of financial moves in order to acquire. Big move back up here. So already we are 200 points up. And then an instant 50-point reversal. These are very spicy candles for Nasdaq. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. You need to keep your position sizing small with these big moves. Literally right there, that if you were wrong on one single mini contract, that's probably smoking most of your TPT accounts right there if you're wrong on that one candle. Position sizing. Do it. I'm going nowhere near my order book right now. Yeah, order book. Gold 10 points wicks are 1K a piece with minis. Yeah, it's crazy. I got something small for you. Oh, you jabronis. You jabronis. The S&P is 75.80 and going. Still going. Obviously, the Nasdaq. This is 2 days in a row now that the mornings have been dominated by the S&P and not the Nasdaq. So maybe a little rotation going on here, a little bit of disposition. Oh, man. Another top wick. They are in the process of selling calls and buying puts. I might be interested in a possible short position if I see the volume I want to see. I don't know, man. They took profits on Chip's massive run, so it's affecting Nasdaq. 100%. Yeah, a little bit of rotation here. XLF has been doing quite well here, too. Looks like gold absorption to the upside so far, but we need to reclaim overnight highs. Let's go take a look. Gold, yeah, it does appear to be absorption to the upside right now. I don't have any major volume spikes down here. We have a little bit of well, so far the highest volume candle of the day right here is the 935 candle, which shows resistance right there. That's where the resistance came in at. So that's your absorption level. We've had one rejection, two. Here's the third one, which looks less rejecty and more uppy, more absorption, which it probably will break. We'll retest the 41.55 mark from the overnight position. And then we'll determine with volume whether or not they're going to go higher. Does appear to be likely. I'm telling you, something's going on with GameStop. I watch the stock every day. It seems like it's ready to go. Hey, I tell you what, give me a call, and I will take your call out on GameStop. I'll put $1,000 on a GameStop call. Give me something. I need one of those GameStop wins. All right, so we have another move up here. No trades for me yet. This is a little too back and forth for me yet. Smash zeros today, I bet the price jumps. Just be like deep value, turn 50K into 52 million. Dude, that's what I'm trying to do here. You know, I've never had a $50 million win yet. I'd like to get one of those. I don't know if that's too much to ask, but man, ES is freaking flying. We had a high volume spike there at 943, still going. If you look left, I mean, there ain't nothing left on Nasdaq or on the S&P until 67 or 7,600. Nasdaq is coming up here too, breaking out the 30,190. Most of tech is turning green. They were about half and half red green. They are starting to turn heavy green. The S&P for the most part is very green, and there's only one name that's barely red. Two names that are barely red. Oil's coming up. Gold's breaking out of absorption for breakout. Silver's doing the same. Not a lot of short opportunities around the market right now. All right, Nasdaq is still going. The S&P is still going. Very green moves. Do we break Kennedy's trend or not? Still no trades for me yet. Tomorrow or Saturday is my favorite holiday of the entire year. I cannot ruin that on erroneous trades. I cannot ruin that on erroneous trades. Happy 250th to the country, obviously. In order to celebrate, you need to do one of two, or two things, actually. Not one of two, but both of them. One, buy some fireworks and shoot them. Number two, go buy some tea and throw it in your local harbor. Ceremoniously. 30,216 coming up. At which point, there'll be nothing stopping the mark for overnight high. Boom, blast off green. Mast off green. Man, that's crazy. Big move. We have a no burn, no firework ban because of the drought. Let's see how well that goes. Am I wrong for feeling the 10 a.m. reversal today? No, you're not. Commit tax evasion like our founding fathers intended. That's right. Got stopped out for an 80% on SPY just in observer until we get a setup. Nice side gig. Well done. CL, possible high volume top wick. Possible short entry coming up on CL. We need 67.87. There's your 5 minute. I like a short setup on CL better than the Nasdaq. CL is more likely to trickle down than the Nasdaq at the moment until we get a signal. Boom, blast off. Nasdaq still going. Still going. Two, 3 calls next week. Super M risky. Take profit in a day. Maybe leave runners. Aight. Well, 2, 3. Let's see if my volume analysis lives up to your, can hold up to your analysis. Let's see. We have a 3C top wick that occurred on May 1st. We have earnings that came on and they beat. They beat quite well with a high volume move there. Ooh, man, we got a 2-3-6-9 pivot into a volume shelf right at the daily POC. So we have a tremendous amount of resistance right here, bro. You think we're about to break resistance? But they are holding the defense at 20.12. Pop and drop. Here's the daily chart on Nasdaq, by the way. Seven years from now, more or less, Social Security system will go bust. There's enough coming in from people still working to cover the benefits or people that are retired. Yeah. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking, isn't it? All that money we paid into Social Security we'll never see again. It's fantastic. I pictured OM with hair. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That dude in Dan's picture is way too handsome to be me. Way too handsome. But my garden is rocking and rolling this year. I got to say, it's pretty fantastic. My tomatoes are the biggest tomatoes I've ever seen. All right, still coming off here. Oil is coming off nicely. Nasdaq is beginning to put on a bit of a top wick here with minor volume. The high volume spike came in at 950. I feel like you have some USA flags overalls. I honestly have that exact pair in my closet. I'm not even joking. I will show you a picture. Not with me wearing it, but I will show you the picture of it. I have that exact overall set. And I will be wearing it on Monday. Along with my... y'all remember the wig I wore to the first OM conference in Las Vegas? Yeah, I still have it. I'll be wearing it. All right, 30,207. You're sending me a pic. Yeah, buddy. Big old top wick Nasdaq, 75.94. That is now a 3-time top wick on the S&P and Nasdaq. When is the OM conference? I don't know. I got to figure out. I think I'm going to put out feelers before I do this. I'm not going to put all this effort into to doing a conference and only like 5 people come. If I could get like 30, 40 people to come, I think it'll be worth it. Last time we had 80, almost 180 something people, and it was an awesome time. But I'm going to put out feelers first. As for deposits, yeah. All right, a lot of put buying and they sold off about $1 billion in calls there. $5. Where do I see Tesla possible bouncing? Lower 400s. But remember, they have earnings coming up in the end of the month. If it's in Montana, my wife will be coming too. She's always wanted to visit Montana. Yeah, me too. Big old bottom wick Nasdaq. Dan's house in Naples. Yeah, buddy. Nothing more bullish than a bad job report. Yep, well, we're coming into the 10 o'clock move here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 10 o'clock reversal move here, but we need volume. We should do a meeting at the local gym, just bench press and go to the bar. I'm not a drinker, but I could do the bench press in local gym. All right, do we get volume is the question here. That's what I'm looking for. The S&P has kind of put on a top position here, but there's no signs of any kind of short position. Volume. Overalls of America. Yeah, buddy. Here, I'm going to text the wife to see if she can get out of the closet. Hold on. $32.46. What do you think, Kennedy? Oh, we already breached it. Whew, that would bring it way up there. Do we have volume is the key here? No, we don't. I want something confident. Heat yesterday with 47 degrees. I had a Speedo on all out afternoon. That is horrifying. ES bears tick divergence. There's something there. Hold on, what'd you say? The danger comes from overfitting and putting yourself in a contrarian position early in a breakout or trend day. But with good mismanagement and some patience, it's very profitable. Yep, definitely. If you're going to play contrarian on a trend day, you've got to be very patient and wait for the mark. Speaking of Montana, they just got 10 inches of snow. That's crazy. ES or Nasdaq is coming up on the overnight high right here. It's about using FOMO as a signal to do the opposite. Ooh, I like it. The stupidity of the government. My cousin who has a seat in the French stock exchange has bought a seat up with the French bank. Sorry to hear that, Damien. There's a lot of corruption around all the governments. Got to sweep the 830 liquidity candle first for Nasdaq. We're almost there. I'm going to be patient. We have a bit of a volume. We have a bit of a top wick. The options aren't looking really convincing about anything. Anyone watch the U.S. soccer game last night? Negative. Oil put on a beautiful high volume 3C top tick. Talked about that in the stream right there. Sad thing about the whole thing, they give him €1 for compensation. That sounds pretty low. The red card was Bullocks. I thought you were American. Coming on down, 30,240. They are selling calls and buying puts, so we're in that area where we could possibly see some distribution here, and I think I'm going to start to look for a setup here. That's a joke, because all of a sudden America's about soccer. Ah, there you go. Nice little pullback. ES is coming up here too. Still no signal for anything there. Gold. Ooh, I like that gold setup. It's one of the worst garbage calls. I gave Bosnia the opportunity to win that game. They still lost. Soccer is a great spectator sport. Constant action. Scoring is rare. Cool uniforms, Brazilian girls. Yeah. To me, one of the best sports for spectators has got to be hockey. And I'm a massive baseball fan too. But I can understand baseball would not be fun to watch if you don't thoroughly enjoy baseball. All right, nearly 100-point rejection on Nasdaq here. Right at the top of the hour. I think we're ready for it. I think we're ready for it. Silver's still, gold is still doing its thing. Gold. There we go. Nasdaq still dropping. Hockey, yeah. All right, still coming off here. Nice. So it's a nice little 3C top wick. We had the volume, very minor volume, but it was there. A little bit of a top wick. We have a 3C closed at 232. 50% mark is the first target, 150. Extending lower. Boom. Right through the 50. Next target, 30,000. 30,000. All right. What y'all think? Any other opportunity? So, CL is still coming off here after that beautiful high volume top wick. That is a 3C right there, baby. Nasdaq defending the 50. ES is going to new highs. Right on back up. That could be a possibility. ES is still holding everything up just like yesterday morning. 100%. Boom. Look at that. ES is just rocketing already. 10 points, 13 points off that area. The S&P is very, very bullish. Boom. 50% defended, man. That 50% continues to be a force to be reckoned with. It's so strong, in fact, that I'm going to have to make a YouTube video about it and include it in my official repertoire. It's ridiculous. That's my one play of the day. Belonged off the 50. Nice. Well done. It's very pretty. Mojo. It's very pretty. It's got a lot of mojo to it. I'm noticing it bounces right off where I set my stops. Any suggestions to adjust rolling stops? You are setting your stops right inside the liquidity, if that's the case. So when you're setting a stop position, you've got to look at where the structure of the market is. You have to think about if they're going to put on a liquidity stop or a run, or where they're going to bounce it. You've got to be able to set your stop beyond those levels to allow it to bounce and then go back the other direction in your favor. It's just the fact that we don't want to do that because we have to give up too much money in order to do that. But that's just the way trading is, man. If you want the big stuff, you got to be able to risk it. And it's not easy to do. It's not easy to watch the P&L drop while you're waiting for your move to be made. All right, what are we doing here? Trying to get something going with my IBKR here. Sometimes I watch my P&L drop with no move happening. How's that happen? Rug me into the sport, yeah. When I went to UTK, UT Knoxville, for college, one of the guys asked me to play rugby on the club team, and I went to one of the practices and I was like, "You're out of your dang mind." I'm good. All right, 30,200 at the moment. ES is coming up here with a volume tick. I was a roommate in college with a few rugby players and saying, yeah, I played in high school, got my butt handed to him. Oh, yeah. I played rugby in the Navy. We had to play against the Marines. Those scrums are no joke. Another high volume top tick right there. All right, coming off another test here on down. Yeah, high volume spike at the moment, dropping back over. Break of the 50. Pre-holiday trading rarely puts on a nice range, but I love a low at 8. Yep. So now that we've taken out that 50 and the high volume move there on an engulfing red. Do we get to long the Nasdaq balance low? I don't know. I think most likely we will. They're selling a bunch of calls and they have bought back some puts. Coming back over. ES is starting to put on a move there at 75.92. Pre-holiday trading rarely puts on a nice range. Yeah. So bounce it up once again, Nasdaq. I don't really care for a lot of this price action on the Nasdaq here, but I do think we're going to retesting low of the day here. I do think so. Calls are breaking down aggressively. There we go, extending lower. Slowly. Someone from Bookmap once told 0.75 to 0.8 retrace itself and play by institutions. Interesting. It's funny because I frequently believe that I'm the only one in the trading space that doesn't have information from institutions. I'm the only one who doesn't know anybody in the institutions or on Wall Street. Should I be worried? I have $20,000 of shares on Tesla. Worried? No. I mean, if you've got the shares, then you're probably playing the long game. All right, coming down here, 30,090, looking for the low of the day touch. We have a 3C move here. The options are breaking down aggressively. Looking lower. Looking lower. $30,095. Yeah, you could sell covered calls. There you go. Protect the shares, make some money. I'm telling you, they're making you work for it today. The moves are directional, but you've got to really, really hold through the back and forth. Coming off for low of the day. Small profit for that MWC Monday. J Trader's a guy on Wednesdays before you start. Ah, okay. Well done, Damien. Well done. Almost $1 billion in calls sold and over $1 billion in puts purchased. So they are moving the options towards bearish here. Still shifting lower. Still shifting lower. There we go. There's another step down. This should get us to at least 30,050 and then after that 30,000. There we go, another top tick. Still waiting for that 050. There we go. There's 050 first target. And then we'll be coming on down to low of the day, which should happen at this point. The options are drastically breaking down. Drastically breaking down. 0 DDSPX is bullish. I disagree, sir. I disagree. Coming off 30,050, looking for 30,000. We have 1.2 billion in calls sold and 1.3 billion in puts purchased. And that is drastically down. That is a $3 billion change in 0 DT calls. They've sold off $3 billion in calls. So they're selling call premium, like going out of style. Looking for 30,009 at this point. There we go, 30,005. Next target, low of the day of 009. Coming down. On days where I'm just not real confident in the setups, I'm swapping MES and MNQ. I wouldn't have wrecked so many accounts this year. 100%, dude. That's exactly what you should be doing. Typical NFP day. Yep. Coming off 30,047. Low of the day target is coming up, 009. Right on back down. All stops should be set above 083. On Nasdaq right now, 083. New low of the day already, 004. No volume spike, no long, only short exposure at the moment. Now that we've taken out low, now can you go from 085 stop down into the 025 stop, breaking even lower. Options are breaking down very fast. The options chain is very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. Totaling almost 4 billion in negative delta. 949 dropping with volume. Stop should be set at 30,000 or touch higher for now. Huge volume on the 1 minute, highest volume candle of the day, but so far no bottom wick. Stop should be set about 30,000 plus or minus. First target of 921. After that, we're going down to 825. Just passed your first TPT eval. Nice, noob noob. All right, breaking lower again. Now you move it down again. So once you took out that prior pivot there at 922, it's your trigger to move your stop down to about 9.7 on Nasdaq. And to leave it there. Maybe slightly above 9.7, like 9.80 maybe. And leave it there. Don't touch it. $9.80, don't touch it. $1.8 billion in puts purchased. Fantastic. I closed my TPT trade. I'm $150 from going live. Yeah, buddy. Well done. Well done. Well done, buddy. Well done. All right, coming off again, still red. See that 980 stop keeps you sane when the market starts to base out. Right here. 826 is the last target. Right there. Hands off. There we go. Broke lower, so the 980 intact. Next target is going to be the 826 overnight low. If we could do it. $3C trigger for a long position with that volume for the 5-minute is going to be way, way high. So if you're gonna take a long position, you're gonna have to at least disregard the third C from here and only play on momentum. $1.5 target today. Enjoy the weekend. We're putting in a huge garden in the front yard. Nice. Hey, I actually think you're good to go, Hider. So go into your account. Go into your TakeProfitTrader account. Go into account and credits, and you'll see credit there. So you're good to go. Extraordinary stuff. Extraordinary stuff. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Enjoy the garden. I'll be happy to start gardening with you too, man. We got 3 massive gardens. We put in a pumpkin garden. We're going to do market pumpkins. Still going 30,000 right here. We have a high volume 3C bottom wick for a possible long setup here. Well, I'm sorry, 2C because you don't have a 5-minute confirmation here. So you have to play off momentum right here. We have 1.4 billion. They're in the process of buying back calls and selling off the puts. So markets are temporarily putting on a reprieve from the onslaught. That's correct, KT. Is the market closed tomorrow? Yes, it is. I would have totally missed that short without your guidance. Thanks, Mojo. Appreciate you, buddy. Didn't get a chance to notify that one, but that was a good little play. Thanks again for the wisdom. Hope everyone had a great 250th. Read a Federalist paper this weekend. I love it, Logan. Caught that with zeros. Nice little 3x. Nice, Majestic. Well done. Pumpkins are fun. My uncle, I have a friendly competition who can grow the biggest giant pumpkin. I've always wanted to do that. To actually grow one of those giant pumpkins. Glad the volume spike saved me. Close that short at the bottom. Nice, Nikki. Well done, little Nikki. Well done. Beautiful stuff, baby. Beautiful stuff coming off. So, right now, the overall target's going to be the lows at 825. What a move. Yeah, beautiful top wick retest. The retest off the levels, baby. Still no 3C long yet. Until you get a 3C long, you have to remain short biased. All right. Little Nicky's benching 300 to 160. That's amazing, dude. I was making a movie reference, though. I wasn't calling you Little Nicky. I was just making a movie reference. But that's fantastic. 300, 167 is amazing. I bench more than you, but I'm also 50 pounds heavier than you. And by judging by your picture, you're way better shape than I am. How much do I weigh? I weigh 222 as of Sunday morning. 222 at 5'11". 5'4". Yeah, your mother's 5'4". I'll give you something that's 5'4". 248 with 74% body fat. Badoomch. I'm 511 to 220, 511 to 210. Yeah. So we need the 985 pivot. Right about here. This 985 mark is your 3C trigger. We need to claim that for the longs to regather up to 30,050. Now, I'm not against taking a qualified long after a short position, but I need the confirmation. Otherwise, we're going down to overnight low. Six foot and 190 in the hunt for 315. Nice. 6'3", 220, but less JJ Watts, more DJ. Dude, you're 6'3" and 220? That's awesome. I'm jelly. I'm coming. Am I copy trading 5x 150s? Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am. I'm trying to get that 220, but I need to eat more. You're 6'5", 270? Dude, what... Do I have Discord members with, like, the offensive line for the Titans or something? What's going on here? Seems like it's going good. It's going very well. I've been taking things very slow, though. I'm not going big position sizing. I'm just creeping it up, baby. So, creeping it up. I see you have some new marketing. Good for me. Yeah, I do. You're 48 years. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. 5'11", 210. I don't know what I can bench, but I can swing 3 square bells one-handed. Absolutely. That farmer strength, man. That farmer strength. 6'2", 215. I'm 5'6", and 145. Not super strong. Bench 1.5 my body weight. Squat, double, deadlift. Training for lacrosse basketball. Nice. All right, Nasdaq still coming off. Unfortunately, you can't take TRT for height. You can only take TRT for width. 29,870. New low of the day. Looking for the overnight low position. No 3C longs. No longs. 411, 375. Are you a hobbit, sir? Coming off. Overnight low position. I'll show you width. All right. There is a bottom tick to 820. The options are very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. Still breaking down. Look at this. This is very aggressive. Typical non-farm payroll reversal. Right here. Way on down. 29,800. Nearly 4 billion in negative options. All the way down. Beautiful stuff. Still coming off right here, getting blasted. This is a very, very bearish move. America 250th birthday canceled. The rally's canceled. I have no idea where Dan gets these pictures. Right here. All right, 29, 780, 700, 790, 800. We have volume spikes here as in, but you cannot long this type of a move without a 3C move. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is a straight red move, baby. Ripping into tearing. The S&P's coming off here. Remember, yesterday the Nasdaq closed below the morning low in the afternoon, which is a more of a distribution downside feel. If they do it again today, it might be time for swinging shorts. It might be time for swinging shorts. Or, instead of shorts, America overalls, baby. Does any other country have overalls? Do they have like the Union Jack in overalls? Or we're the only country that does that? 29,820. A little bit of a move. I don't like it. We got farmers here? Yeah. How are they going to do this? This is a very aggressive move. How is the challenge going? I think there are a few people still in it. Yeah. I was for sure thought I was going to say, do they have a 4th of July in England? They do have a 4th of July. They just don't have the celebration. I think Kennedy. Yeah, I think he is the front runner of that competition, definitely. I'm going to give it a shot here. Going to Boston for the 4th. There we go. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I'm going to give it a shot here. How's your count so far? I know the copy trading ruined your progress. Yeah, he's going well. He's going well. I'd love to see a retrace Nasdaq low and then another nice drop. Yeah, so I'd like a target up to 900 first. You know, we got volume spike again. We got this move over 8. What is this? 830 right here. It's a very, very sustained downtrend here, but at this overnight level here, a little bit of defense, we'll see. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. This is a very, very hard sell. The options are, they're still very bearish, but they've kind of stalled. We'll see how things go. How's your account so far? I know the copy trading ruined your progress. Last I heard, he was doing okay. He was doing okay. We'll see, though. The markets are already down 500 points, almost 600 points from the high. That's a tremendous non-farm payroll. And a non-farm payroll is typically my favorite news day to trade, simply because they are the reversal days. They push the big green on, and then they reverse back down, and they put on the afternoon reversal. This one, Was a little wonky though because they did a double pop. The double pops typically don't really happen. But they are typically my favorite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will. Anyone else get a Discord loop? Oh, I'm saying the same thing twice. I'm sure you do. I mean, no, Discord's pretty terrible. But yeah. Pretty terrible. I wish there was another item out there. Can somebody vibe code a Discord better alternative? Definitely called it. Why is NFPR such a huge event compared to why so many releases? Am I long or short? I am long. Did I not say that? Oh, my bad. Yeah, typically not a good idea to go shorting the whole, but we'll see. They're starting to buy back calls. So they bought back about $1 billion worth of calls here. So I'm looking for a possible, just small little pivot, and then we'll see how things go. What makes it so taxing the market is it needs to change its entire structure? What do you mean? Okay, so you're stopped out then. Dude, are you seeing my plays? Like I didn't post a stop yet. No. We're right on top of my entry. With TopStep now using the TopStep X platform live instead of Trader, I'm going to try and take them live with a 100K account. With TopStep now using TopStep X platform live. I just can't do it, man. I can't do TopStep anymore. They're garbage. I can't give my money to garbage companies. Good on you supporting the right thing and just not collecting their checks. Yeah. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, massive call buying coming on here. Massive call buying coming on here. They've already bought back 1.4 billion worth of calls. So the options are finally starting to have a little bit of a breathing room here. I'm not going to say full-on bullish reversal here. The signs aren't that strong yet to even be considering a full-on reversal, but just a little bullish reprieve. Buy things back up just a touch. Retest a couple of supports at 900, 920, and then go from there. I've had good luck with the fiasco since Feb. I don't like that. I'll take an intraday trailing drawdown any day over a payout cap. There's no way I'm going to spend my money anymore trying to build up a balance just for them to tell me I can't take the money out. No way. Discord type platform options. Nice. Aggressive call buying, hitting the tape. How much do your children like July 4th? Well, they love it a lot. They love it a lot. And of course, you know, they see the excitement. They get excited too. They see the fireworks and, you know, the decorating and all the fun around it. They love it. It's definitely my favorite holiday. The wife's favorite holiday is Christmas. The kids' favorite holiday used to be Christmas, but I think now it's more towards probably Halloween or 4th of July, something like that. How do I see the billion in calls? That is the left side of the screen. There is the Spot Gamma Hero chart. So that's showing the options at the moment. That's showing the options. That'll tell you who's buying calls and who's buying puts. July 4th used to be enormous all the time. My family used to meet up compared to all the holidays at my grandparents. Have some of my greatest memories. 100%, man. It's everyone sits around to watch the fireworks. It's great stuff. 100 plus family members. That's amazing. Fourth was always my fave. We had 2 vets in the fam, but grandfather always do a massive party. So just great food and tons of decorations. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Try the family to go to Florida and do the 4th on the beach. Nice. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Do you folks watching YouTube or Discord? I think there's a mixture. Some people watch YouTube, some people watch Discord. How can I have that? That application is Spot Gamma's Hero, Hiro, which I am an affiliate of because I believe in them as well. But they do that software which allows you to track this stuff. So it's good stuff. Here, I'll post it in the chat. Right there. There you go. No Spot Gamma Discord. I'll put it on back and forth when people want it. But it's a tourist spot, so you can cook on the beach. There you go. They're buying back a crap ton of calls here, people. They have bought back $2 billion. $2 billion worth of calls. We have high volume bottom wicks. Right here. Right here. Driving from Oklahoma tomorrow. It's going to be a brutal drive. Because I can't see being... All because I can't see be profitable trading. What do you mean? Man, the calls are being bought. The calls are being bought, but they're doing that annoying thing where they're using my entry point as the resistance, which is really annoying. They've rejected my entry like 3 times now. If this one turns down, I may have to stop out because it'll put in a new low if this turns down again. But we have a tremendous amount of call buying. We have volume. We have bottom wicks. It's just they can't get over that 840, 830 mark. If this one turns down again, I'm probably going to have to stop out. That'll be too much for this position. That's why your computer crashes so often. They're all the bloatware they installed on it. Yeah, probably. Mandani told their New Yorkers to set their thermostats to 78. Yeah, I'd tell them where to stick that. They'll pop it after I get stopped. Guaranteed they will. Guaranteed they will. Happened to me all week. Have to be fast. Yep. But man, I'm watching them buy the crap out of calls. If we could survive this move and get a higher high in, I think we'll get at least back up to 30,000 before another retracement back down in the afternoon. I always hate this kind of long position. I will stop out of liquidity sweep. The market will zoom to 900. Yeah. Have you looked into Mentor Q for option data on futures? Dude, do you know how many emails I get? Are you from that company? Did you sign up to my server just so you could pitch me? Do you know how many emails I get from that company to affiliate with them? At least once a day. They've infiltrated me. They've infiltrated me. Top-notch marketing. Top-notch marketing. You're good? Interesting. Tremendous call buying here, people. Tremendous call buying. Almost $2 billion in calls being purchased. $2 billion in 0DT calls being purchased. But they, once again, for the fourth time, use my entry as a resistance. They got to get over this. Give me 100 points and I'll do the helicopter on the back porch. 30,000. Can we get a higher high on the Cinco? We need higher highs on the Cinco. I want the 700 spot. Yeah. Where do you see 2 billion? My spot gamma show is 522. That's correct. Yes, sir. But it's a $2 billion change because you remember at the lows there, we had $2 billion in calls sold. And now we are positive. So it's about a $2.5 billion change. But you are right. The notional, the absolute value, yes. Dear God, help any neighbors with the binoculars. That's the beautiful thing about having this land is I have no neighbors. I have no neighbors. I can do what I want. Come on, baby. Give it to me. I would like at least a test of 920. 920 will give us a retest of the day's lows. And then after that, we'll go from there. This is the trigger. This is what we got to do. Man, they are hammering the freaking calls, baby. We needed. This is the resistance right here. This is the resistance right here we got to get through to get 920. Hammering the calls. This is a perfect way for algos to accumulate. What we got? ES is 75.55 right here. So they got to get over this target here at about 75.56 or so, and they could come up the POC at 75.70. But things are getting a little bit choppy. We're coming up on the top of the hour. We have 30 minutes till the London close. The most aggravating thing in the world is when they use your entry as resistance. Like, that's the most aggravating thing in trading. I'd rather them blow out my stop than sit here and use my entry as resistance. Start of July was a rough session. June was a fantastic pro month. 11 total past accounts, 8 days worth of payouts. I kept 6-8 in my account. I buffer just I would draw it yesterday. I brought myself to a 100K buffer. So I'm out of the count. Oh, no. Dang, Kennedy. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I know you were doing really, really well. Came closer than I ever thought I was, though. So proud of myself for sticking to my rules and positioned appropriately to achieve 30x investment. That's beautiful, dude. Absolutely beautiful. Well done. I won't be resetting the pro accounts out of principle. Yeah, I don't recommend resetting pro accounts, but it's fantastic, dude. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sorry to hear you're out, but you made a lot of money, so that's good stuff. Every time that happens to me, I use it as a sign I was wrong. I need to get out because I lose 80% of the time. Yep, which is probably about to happen. I made a rule around that. When price keeps bouncing out my entry, I assume that they're in the majority and I get out. I'm like bait fish in a big school waiting for a feeding frenzy. Yeah. Once my account hits that target amount on the other 50K 100 accounts, I go live, right? New. So they have to pull you into a live position. A live account. It means you go pro. So you go into a funded account after you pass that. And you make money off of that on the split and all that kind of stuff. But they have to pull you into a live. You can't do that. They have to voluntarily pull you. Or I guess involuntarily pull you into it. How long can it take? Well, the live account, the funded account, it goes instant. The second you pass, you go funded. But on the live account, I mean, once you do get pulled into a live, there's no set time frame on the live. I mean, it could take weeks, months, whatever, or you can never get pulled into a live. But yeah, appreciate that. I think I was 8 days from the 30 days. I lost all count. Took one of the appropriate position sizing. That's what happens, man. The position sizing gets you. I'm out. My stop got hit. What if determines a pressure is a call or put? That's the way she goes, man. Very, very bearish day. And that's going to call it for me today. I'm done trading. So 2 trades, 1 win, 1 loss. And that's done for me today. $8 days away from the 30 I lost count. All it took was 1 day of inappropriate position sizing. That's all it takes, man. One day of inappropriate position sizing, and that's it. Done. Just passed my 25K top step combine using 1 micro. Nice. Extremely, extremely bearish day after yesterday's continuation down. Extremely bearish day, which I think it's time for swing short positions. After yesterday's close, after this session, I think that's going to be all she wrote. Close below the morning low is crucial. And if the S&P closes below the morning low, I think that's it. Man, that's frustrating. It is what it is. What's the next target? I don't know. I don't know. $29,608 next likely. I don't know. I mean, they just almost got down to it. They got down to what, 630, so we're pretty much already there. But the next target after this will be the first little pivot, 500, and after that it's going to be 276. But just a very this is a typical non-farm payroll reversal day. It just hasn't provided any kind of reversal. Whoever posted the CERN article about markets turning bearish once that particle hydrogen collider switched off has me tinfoil hat paranoid. Yeah, buddy. That thing is crazy. Crazy. Anyone know what this is about? I'm getting bombarded with this news today. I can't read it. Now that we've stopped, it'll blast. 100% it will, yep. That was a very textbook liquidity stop run right there. High volume bottom, which I will take another entry. You know, if I got something, if I have a good 3C long, that's qualified. We'll see, but only if it's qualified. Yes, bounce off overnight low. Massive call buying. They bought back over $2 billion worth of calls. I mean, just freaking pumping the calls. I know I'm right, too. That's the thing. I know I'm right. Yen shorts hit a 20-year extreme. Speculative bets against Japanese yen have surged to one of the most bearish levels in nearly 2 decades. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm tired of hearing about the stupid yen. We've been talking about that thing for 6 years. And it's always the same thing. Worst levels ever. Terrible, terrible. The yen intervention. So how long does it need to be at historical terrible levels before the market actually moves according to it? They actually have net negative rates now. Just go take the carry trade yourself and the crash will start. Yeah. VIX will tell us when the yen is about to break the markets. There you go. 3 C's forming, 100%. 5 minute. $747 gives you that instead of paying to borrow money. Why it was so brainless to borrow yen, get paid, convert it to USD, and buy Nasdaq. Everyone's saying they're going to do a UYCT with the new X bank accounts to give them 5% interest rate. Yeah, I've seen a lot of talk about that. That's crazy, though. They're doing a 6%. 6% APY on the new X bank accounts, which is pretty crazy. Do they need liquidity? Sounds like it. Still coming off. Red candles. Very, very aggressive move. This is the non-farm payroll sell. Still coming down. We bounced from Q715, had big volume. Possible double down or double bottom. It's possible. It's possible, but you know, you still need the triggers here, which is the 5-minute S&P still even had a 5. So that the 5-minute on the S&P has no high volume 3Cs yet. Haven't been on Discord much. One thing I've been doing to help with my Foji is logging every signal and its result. Instead of writing win or loss, add a category as Foji. Nice. That's awesome, man. Well done. Well done. I'll be back once a month just to trade NFP releases. And like I said, man, NFP is my favorite news posting to trade. It's even more I like it even more than FOMC because it does the FOMC data pivot. It'll blast for the data, it'll reverse it, and then dump. Or other way around, if it dumps, then it'll bounce and rocket. Now, it typically doesn't do the double bounce like this, but either way, the result is still the same. We're now down 700 points. When Guyed is finally right about the reverse carry trade, he's going to be insufferable. Yeah, he is. He's already insufferable, but I was disappointed in that guy, though, man. I'll be honest. I was disappointed in him. Please make us an Excel sheet from the event so I never remember the probable moves. Okay. Very, very aggressive sell. There's no buying yet. Despite the fact that the options are turning back towards bullish, the price action is just getting demolished and demolished and demolished. Down, down, down. I don't know if the powers that be would rely on to be right. Yeah. Well, I was always very supportive of him. He stuck to his guns. And then he wanted to meet with me on a Zoom call, which I agreed to. I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I get to talk to him. He spent the entire time pitching his fund. He wants me to push his fund. That's why he wanted to talk to me, is to push his fund on you all. So that's why I've kind of stepped away from him. I was like, I'm not here to do that. I was here to discuss strategy and the markets, but not to say he's a bad guy, just to kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, what's his name? Michael Gayad. Yeah, dude's been short for a decade. I want to take a poll here out of curiosity, non-trading related. What are the odds that Charlie Kirk was killed by a 30-06? Well, his head didn't fly off, yeah. What is the conviction you want to see if it's bullish and need to be level to be crossed? I want questions, man. Keep them coming. Good stuff. So if you want things to be bullish from a trend like this is a very bearish trend. So if I'm going to attempt to buy the dip, I need to see high volume bottom wicks with a higher high. And even then, on a move like this, you still may be wrong. But right now, the volume they keep on putting on these high volume bottom ticks on the Nasdaq, but it keeps on going lower. So you need a very good reason to want to take a long position other than a quick scalp on this move. The options are turning very bullish. They keep on putting on these bases. We've already blown through the overnight low level. So most likely, I would say that until I get a good 5 or at least 15 minute higher high with volume, that the buyers are kind of be a little bit weak here. Do we have any comparison videos of someone getting shot with a 30-06? I don't think so. I've shot some anos with a 30-06 before, and the results are much different from what we saw on that video. M1 Grand World War II videos. Yeah. Incredible amount of force behind that bullet. Yep. 30-06 is one of the largest civilian rounds you can purchase. It's incredibly large. And there's a whole ton of power behind it. So, yeah. Are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? I just bought a SIG 22, a little pocket 22 yesterday. Dude, I'm a big believer of 22. Ammo is so incredibly cheap, and it's still an effective round. I'm a big believer in the 22s. You mean to tell me I can get 5,000 rounds for 300 bucks? Sign me up. Payouts 6 does more damage, bigger hole to deer elk, just saying. Yeah. 100%, dude. Almost at London close here. I'm probably going to be done trading, or at least for the morning. I might step back into the afternoon to see if we have a power hour trade. But I'm one for 2 today. 2 trades, 1 win, 1 loss. A very aggravating loss, too. Like I said, it wasn't like... I hate when they use my entry as resistance. It's terrible. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Tomorrow is a bank holiday. Yes, sir, it is. The man who quit Wall Street to flip burgers. Interesting. I do love me some hamburgers. Rock Island Armory has an AR-22 style, like 190. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not a fan of the AR style 22s. I've got a HK 22, and it's great. Does its job. I like the Ruger 22 setups, in my opinion. 1022s. So 608.25 hit. I have 610, but nice. Love my 300 blackout. Normal market hours today isn't. Yeah. 300 blackouts are great. What do you think about AR style shotguns? Well, I have one, so I'm a big fan of it. I like it. That's actually the weapon I'm going to put a flamethrower on. When silencer? Soon. They've already taken away the tax stamp. Now I need them to completely take away the paperwork. Any problems with jamming? Negative. I've never had a problem with mine jamming. No. And I've got a cheap one too. I bought one of the $180 deals off of Palmetto State. Never had a problem with it. I had a bunch of 22s. I have one Smith & Wesson 1522. Only thing about it is weight's different. Almost feels like a toy. Yeah. Everything about that thing has got to be light. Look at it. Look at the call buying. Insane put selling and call buying. They're going to bounce this thing eventually. It's just a matter of time. Like I said this morning, position sizing is key. July 4th fireworks inbound. Yep. All right, y'all. That is going to wrap it up for the week, for the day. It is currently London close. I do think they're going to put on a bounce today. A pretty aggressive bounce here, too. Of course, markets are closed tomorrow. So I will see you back on Monday for another fantastic week. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're going to trade the rest of the session, just be careful. I hope you all have a fantastic 4th of July. Enjoying the 250th anniversary of our great freedom country. Hope you have a good rest of the session. Hit me up with questions. Until then, I'm out. Yes, please, and please watch your fingers. Somewhere out there, somebody will enjoy their last 2 days with 10 fingers without knowing it. Don't be one of those people. I'll see you Monday. I'm out. See you.